A lot of you guys may have a very similar question of how do you start in regard to your fitness journey, and what are a couple tips that you should take away in regard to getting the best results and not wasting any of your time whatsoever. So we're going to go over a couple steps of what I did and what many others have did to succeed in their weight loss journey. So first things first is you have to know what's called your TDEE, or known as your total daily energy expenditure. So let me give you a simplified perspective of what that looks like. So TDEE, total daily energy expenditure, is what your body naturally expends in regard to energy per day. That could be walking, sitting, standing, breathing, anything of your normal daily activities such as sweeping, picking things up, depending on the type of job that you have, and also your level of physical activity. Okay. So you can look this up on Google, which I'll show here. You put in TDEE, you click enter, and when you go among one of the many websites, it'll ask you for your height, your weight, what type of physical activity you do, and more referring to your type of job. Do you have a physically demanding job? Do you have a job where you do a lot of office work and you sit? Do you have a job where you're kind of in the middle, so you're moderate? And it'll also ask you how many times you work out per week and what is the level of intensity regarding your workout. So if you do 2 to 3 times a week and you do light exercise like aerobics or a little bit on the treadmill or something like that, that will all get calculated as to what your body total energy expenditure will be. So then you will see that limit in regard to how many calories your body needs just to do those daily activities. Okay. For most people, it may be between 2,000 and 2,300. If you ever look on the back of a nutrition label, it'll say based on a 2,000 calorie per day diet. Okay. So for most people, it'll be somewhere within that range. Now, the second step to a successful weight loss journey or weight gain journey, depending on which one you want to do, is then going and getting a simple calorie tracker. For me personally, I use MyNet Diary, and I'm not sponsored or paid by any of these companies to talk about their products or their services. This is just what I used in order to help me get to where I am today. So you take a simple calculator like MyNet Diary, and there's plenty of other ones you guys can use. And it's very simple. You just scan the back of the barcode, it'll come up per the serving amount, and then you just click how many servings that you're eating per that meal. You have to do it every day. And a lot of people don't think to include sauces and stuff like that. If you really want to get down to the fine nitty gritty details, then you can. But what I would first recommend is get used to logging every single food group in regard to what you're eating. Don't log the sauces and all that at first because you have to get consistent with reminding yourself, oh, I gotta log this, I gotta log this, I gotta log this. Then once you build up a little bit of a database, you can just click copy and paste because it will already know what you're used to eating, that it'll come up as your suggested like top 10 things because you've ate it before. So therefore the logging actually becomes easier. Now, you also have to have a weight loss goal or gain plan in mind. Therefore, that is also in the app. And it'll show you like a little downward hill if or upward hill, depending which way you're going, in regard to how your progress should be lining up. Now, in regard to your TDEE, that is just enough for your body to survive and use the energy during the day. Now, if you're looking to weight gain, obviously it'll be above that. If you're looking to lose, it'll be a little bit below that, wherever that baseline may fall for you as the individual. Then, as you start logging your food and you're tracking your weekly progress, you should see the scale start to reflect in the same direction as the app is telling you that your progression scale should be going. Therefore, if you run into a hiccup where there's some parts where we'll get into that in another video where you might plateau or different things like that, then is when you have to start dissecting the actual issue as to why you're plateauing, or depending on how long you have plateaued, have you changed anything in your diet? Have you changed anything in regard to your physical activity? Or is it simply just a plateau and it's going to break in about a couple weeks or so? And then you'll start on the downward progression again. So at that point, while you're figuring that out, it's best not to get discouraged and just keep sticking with the program. Consistency is key. So after you, one, figured out your TDEE, you have your calorie tracker, you're tracking your calories, you're on the awesome step to weight loss. After that point, you just continue down that path. All right. Now, when you may need to start logging the sauces and other things such as that, because those little small micromental amount of calories actually add up over a period of time. When you may start to add those things into your daily tracking is when you're starting to notice a weight gain or you're plateaued for a longer duration of time than about a couple weeks. That is the normal rate. So when people plateau, they plateau for 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. It could be for a month, maybe a month and a half. Well, the only thing is, if you're not tracking those little micromental calories with sauces, so let's say like wings and stuff like that, and you're just squirting that stuff all over and shaking it up and getting it all ready to go, well, that might be the extra 1 to 200 calories that, since you're not adding it in the beginning, you're adding that to your total daily caloric intake. So if you were following under this line, under this line, under this line, and then you're starting to eat these other things that you're not tracking accurately, it might bump this back up to cause you to get into a situation where you haven't lost weight, but you haven't gained weight. You kind of stayed right in the middle. So we're going to make other videos in regards to how to defeat those obstacles and continue on your path, whether you're gaining weight or whether you're losing weight. So for me personally, just from my own personal experience, I was 200 pounds, average height to weight ratio for males, technically classified as obese, even though I have a very muscular structure to me. But therefore, I'm technically obese, even probably me at 170 to 180 pounds, I would be technically obese, but I would still be healthy just because my height and weight are supposed to be way lower. I think into the 160s, maybe low 70s. So therefore, what I have done is I did everything that I have already explained, and this weight loss journey for me to lose 20-ish pounds has taken me 7 to 8 months. So the only reason I'm telling this to you guys is so that you are aware to not get discouraged when you have your little plateaus and you think, oh, this is not working, you want to throw in the towel. Keep with it, stay consistent. It took me 7 to 8 months just to lose that amount of weight. And if I went off of my calorie intake to include weekends, because people like to be more relaxed on the weekends, if I ended up going off of that, I end up having what's called a rebound effect, which is where all the weight that I have lost, I ate a lot of carbs or different things like that, and it ended up saturating my body with water. And then when I went to step on the scale, it actually made it harder for me to continue losing that weight because I'm basically backtracking my progress from the weekend. Now, we have a bunch of different diet plans which we can go over in other videos. However, you have to stick with what works best for you. And a lot of these different things will be by trial and error because everyone is different. So I can only explain what worked for me. Give it a try, see how it works. Let me know your results. Comment below, come back to the video, send me a DM, say, hey, it's working out. And then from that point forward, you just continue on your path and we continue doing what we do best, which is providing you supplements to aid in your weight loss or weight gain journey, helpful information and tips, and everything else that any comments, questions, or anything like that you guys have, submit them in the comments below so we can address those issues with another video, help more people such as yourself. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you guys think, and stay tuned. As always, be an asset.